I got a super important question for you. Are you sick of spending time with yourself? In today's very special interview with Fanny and Juliette from Scandalous Photography, they're coming on to talk to us about the reality of this forced social distancing and forced alone time we've all been experiencing. And you know how it is. We all came into COVID thinking, oh, we have all this alone time, all this space, we're going to do all these incredible things. And after a couple of weeks and we got sick of making banana bread, we all just kind of fell off. And there's a reason for that. So Fanny and Juliette are going to take us into their theory of why we are sick of spending time with ourselves and how we can find the pleasure and joy in our alone time once again. For more super simple and easy to implement business building advice, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell so you're notified when I go live with new videos every Monday. Now, if you're sick of yourself, come on over and let's watch this video. Hey everybody, welcome to another super special interview with two of my favorite people. What's up, Fanny and Juliette?
Hi, Lindsay.
Hello. If you haven't yet met Fanny and Juliette, they are from Scandalous Photography, and their specialty is boudoir photography with an edge. And I'm really excited to bring them on today to talk to us because they are super passionate about helping people reconnect back to themselves, which is something I think we've all been taking for granted these days. What do you think? Go tell us. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, we were all kind of like in quarantine, right? In forced quarantine for so long. So at first it was like, yay, I'm going to have time to do everything that I've always wanted to do. And then 2 weeks later, we're like, what the hell do I do with myself now? We were kind of put in a box. We didn't really know like what to do. We kind of got bored a little bit, even if it's a luxury to get bored, you know. It could be a lot worse.
I feel a little bit like shamed for saying that I'm bored because you're right, it is a luxury to be bored. But you know what? That's such a great point, what you just said, that, you know, we had all these plans to do all these things and it didn't take long for those plans to just get thrown out the window. And I'm curious, do you have a theory why that happened?
It's pretty exciting when you're like, I have time now, but when everything around you is blocked, it's closed. It's usually the plans that you do with yourself, they always involve kind of like the outside world somehow, right? Like you want to go for a nice coffee, but like by yourself or with friends,
you want to go dancing,
you want to go to a spa, or like all those things where like, oh, you have time, but everything's closed, sorry. So what you have to do now is just sweatpants and Netflix and maybe cook a banana bread or two, but after 5 banana breads, you're kind of done, you know?
And I also feel like when you have that feeling that you're stuck somewhere, that you're really stuck somewhere, you don't enjoy that place anymore. And for us, like for people that even have like a beautiful house, like bright with a balcony, at some point when it's been like so many months, you feel like in prison, you feel like in a cage, you're trapped, and nobody likes to feel trapped.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just have to say, I feel like you were literally in my brain. So I got to assume other people are thinking the same thing, because that's exactly it. It was like, I'm going to do all these things. I think I actually made 5 loaves of banana bread before I was, I'm sick of this. Blueberries, walnuts, triangle. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And that feeling of being trapped, because again, I have a beautiful space, a big balcony. And I remember at one point I was like, and this was early on, this was probably in May, where I was like, I have to get out of my house. And I drove out to the city to be by the water. I could only stay for 15 minutes because there were no bathrooms open and I really had to go pee. So I had to drive an hour home to use the washroom, because that's reality, at least back then in early COVID days. But there's that sense of, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. And that's so accurate. Like we've all these things we want to do, but when nothing's open or accessible or even honestly enjoyable, that really is a conundrum.
Yeah, especially because it was not on our own terms. I think this is one of the biggest thing to remember, is like, it's great to do things for yourself on your own terms. If you're forced into it, it's not going to work. If everything is closed around you, it's definitely not going to work. And I think, it really takes off the pleasure of wanting to do things with your beautiful self.
Yeah, everything is mental.
Yeah, it is. I mean, everything is. And if we're not in a good mental space, like you say, if we're feeling trapped or feeling forced into this, how can we find pleasure in that? And I want to dive into that concept of pleasure and spending time with yourself. How do you two define that?
I think for like, I mean, we have different routines for each of us when
Yeah.
we want to just like quality time with ourselves. To me, it does involve a lot of outdoor things. Like I like to go outside and like very likely work out on something. We both do pole dance as well. So that's something it's a good escape place for us to like disconnect and just do something different from what our everyday life. It would involve going in like a coffee shop and just like sit down and do nothing and enjoy people bringing me food or coffee, and not having to cook anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no chores, no, like very like if I can, no phones, that would be great. I suck at that. I'm really bad at that.
I would say everything is a question of balance, right? Because if you have too much of something or not enough, you, as human, we cannot be happy. We need to find like a good balance. And for me, that was really funny because before COVID, I was like, oh, the me time with myself, like it's about like listening to music at my place and like dancing. And now the me time that I want to do, I will spend it with like other people. You know, I switched that mentality of like wanting to be by myself before, and now I want to see people. I want to hug people. I want to party. I miss like the community and.
I have a friend that we will go for coffees, or I'll sometimes hang out on her back deck with her. And when we hang out, we normally are doing the social distancing of 6 feet apart, and we're hanging out. And a few days ago, we went for coffee and we're saying goodbye. And I was like, I need to hug you. Like, can I hug you? I'm like, I can't not hug you. And it was just like, I haven't hugged somebody in so long. I'm like, I'm taking the risk. It's happening. Yeah. It's powerful. It's profound. This is definitely a time for some important lessons on priorities and how we find pleasure and joy and balance in our lives.
Yeah.
And enjoying little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like Juliette was saying, like coffee shop.
Oh my God.
I miss that so much. And it's not much. You can have coffee at your place. Yeah. You can have tea at your place, you know, like it will be cheaper, it will be closer, but there's something about that experience that is everything.
It is. And honestly, I'm sick of cooking and cleaning.
Exactly. Having people do things for you is nice, especially when you want to take time for yourself.
Like literally, I'm so sorry cutting off, Juliette. Literally today, I was like doing this and I was like, I am going to go up to the spa in Whistler for a solo social distancing spa day, and I'm gonna ask somebody to come and pay them to come and clean my home, and I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to clean anymore.
Yes, absolutely. Priority.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So now I want to talk about a statement that you had said earlier that it was like, you guys, mic drop. Like it needs to be said again. And what you said was, your new normal doesn't have to be boring like your old normal. And it just like, I was like, yeah. Tell me, what do you mean when you say that?
Well, we had the opportunity, the very unique opportunity, to just reflect, to actually spend time thinking about what we bring to like the outside world, what we do that brings us joy, what we don't like to do, people we don't want to see, people we do want to see. So it's kind of a chance to recalibrate. So now that we're slowly going back to like the outside world and that the restrictions are being like softened and sometimes lifted, like it's the perfect opportunity to be like, I'm not going to fall into the old, pardon my French, but the old crap that I used to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually going to take this opportunity to do what I really, really want to do for myself. Because when you do things for yourself, it has like a snowball effect on everything around you. If you're happy, your partner is happy, your family is very likely happy. You bring so much good vibes around yourself. It's necessary. You don't want to be miserable for the rest of your life. You don't want to be like next month and be like, oh my God, I fell back into it and now I'm so bored. Like it's the perfect chance.
Yeah, and it could be like things that were boring, things that were inconvenient, all of the restrictions that we put on ourselves that don't have to be here.
Like expectations.
Responsibilities, like we can switch that. Yeah. You know, most of the time we believe, it's a strong belief, like, well, I don't have the choice. Yeah, actually you do have the choice. You can choose something that is important to you and follow that. There will be consequences, of course, like every choices that we make, positive and negative, but we do have the choice and it's beautiful.
Well, and that is something that you two talk about a lot, is that you don't have to listen to society. You don't have to follow other people's rules. You don't have to think that you're stuck, reading from a script for your life. You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's pretty corny to say that, but you only have one life. So like, you hear it all the time. You're like, carpe diem, but when you actually experience it, it's such a different feeling.
Yeah.
Why would you just follow expectations based by society or other people that you don't necessarily agree with? Like, no one is going to be like, you shouldn't do that. And like, what should you listen for that matter? As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anyone, you might as well just live for yourself. At the end of the day, you die.
Yeah, we're all going like the same place. Like,
exactly. It's like, why waste so much time doing something that doesn't make you feel fulfilled? Why?
Honestly, and I think for a lot of folks, I think at the beginning when all this happened, that was true for a lot of people, and there was a call to start living life more in alignment with what has value to them and what's important to them. And I do think that you're right. I think that because it wasn't our choice, we feel trapped, we feel stuck, we feel uninspired. And so if you were to make one suggestion that people watching today can do to get back to feeling inspired to live life by their own rules, what would that be?
You're going to take your calendar. You're going to schedule either one day off or even a half day. If really you can't help it, but try to do the day off. You can do this. You got this. And you're really going to schedule things just for yourself. And we're not talking about sitting on your couch watching Netflix. You're going to get out there. You're really going to drive out of the city if you want to. You're going to go in a restaurant because you can now. Yeah. You just get out of your home because you've been stuck in it for so long now. It's like being a hamster in a freaking cage. Mm-hmm. You're done. Let's just go out. But for yourself, on your own terms. Just follow whatever the hell you want to do for just one day or at least half day, at least.
And try something that you never tried before.
Yeah.
Like something new. Like get out of your comfort zone.
Bring out that spark of excitement that we kind of all lost like for months because we did the same thing every single day.
It doesn't have like to be something huge. It can be something really simple. But I think it's important to like create like sparks and like new things, because that's how we keep the flame on and like the excitement and everything.
I agree. And it's making me think about your Hit Me With Confidence program. I know that's a free program that people can connect with, because like I'm hearing what you're saying. And I'm like, yeah, this is your Hit Me With Confidence challenge.
Yeah, so we've set up 5 little challenges so you can reconnect with yourself. And actually one of them is to take at least a full day or a half day to yourself. But it's to help you, first of all, like reflect on a deeper level from you to you, experiment with like new things, and just so you can kind of like tap into that confidence that you probably put on the back burner in the past few months because it wasn't a priority, right? So it's the chance to get this all out so you can start your new normal with like good vibes and like a great attitude, and just at the end of the day to just have like a nice feeling of happiness and content.
And it's also a way to see what works and what doesn't work in your life. Because when you take time for yourself, you really have the time to think about what you like and what you don't like. So the result, if you think like a long-term result, you start to realize that, I'm doing that, but actually I don't like it. And this, I like it better. You know, it's simple, honestly, just a switch.
Yeah, we really pretty much overthink everything that we do on a daily basis. So
what are you talking about? No, that's very true. And I think that stops a lot of us from really taking that leap or initiating that spark because we overthink it. And sometimes it is just, like you said, just put in your damn calendar and get out there and do it. And one of the things I so respect about the challenge is that you both did the challenge and you shared your experience and results of you. So it's not just you preaching, like you're like, here, we did it, we want you to do it, and here's why.
We're talking from experience.
yeah, and that actually brought us a lot too, surprisingly. Yeah. We wrote it, so we knew what to expect. But when we actually did it and filmed it, so each challenge has a video of one of us trying it, and they're pretty funny videos, by the way.
So you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah. I love that. I love it. So where can folks come and hang out with you?
On our website. You can find us on our website. It's scandalousphotography.com. It's a very odd spelling, so I'm hoping you will put it.
I will put it in the description. Don't worry.
Spelling, and then you will be guided to try the confidence challenge. It's called Hit Me with Confidence. Otherwise, you can also go on our Instagram, and it's right there in our bio, ready for you. Have fun with it. Really make the most of it and play the game fully. Don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna try one and then give up. Really stick to it.
Yeah. I love the joy and the play and the get off your butt and make something magic happen that you bring to anyone that encounters you. It's so magical.
You can do this. We know you can. It's right there. It's so close.
Everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me for this really fun conversation. Thank you to everybody who was watching today. Any last piece of advice before we go?
Like, it's easy to follow a script, like you say, like something that is pre-written in our life, because we don't know what to expect if we don't. So either we based our expectation on our education or the media. It's really easy to fall into that. I'm going to stay there because it's comfortable and I know. But we have the power to create and we adapt. Human can adapt. And we saw that with COVID. You know, it was scary at the beginning, but businesses adapted. Mm-hmm. So really, like, take the risk to build a life that you want, because it's worth it.
I love it. And like you just said, take the risk, build the life that you want, and understand that you can adapt and the world will also adapt around you. I love it. Oh my goodness, you guys, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. Everybody, again, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Lindsay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Friends, if you are feeling lonely, I want you to come on over and hang out in my Facebook group, Rad Connectors, so you can meet some other rad entrepreneurs to brighten your day and help get your own creative spark going again. If you haven't already, I want you to click that link below and go download my 4 business building basics every new entrepreneur needs to know, so that you can learn more about how to build a business and attract your perfect clients to you. If there's a business topic you want me to talk about, please throw it in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe to my channel, and why not share it with your business besties. Until next time, friends, happy connecting. I will see you online.